All right, cool. I'm gonna show you and explain the basics of how the new tower defense, poker defense, PokerD, I might call it gamble defense. We'll see how it all pans out, but let's explain how to play this game. So I'm gonna run it. And first and foremost, let's make it full screen for you. There it goes. It's very strange. Alright, cool. So this is it. Now what I changed since the last big revision, I made the cursor a little bigger. When you rotate the camera, it changes to that hand cursor and lets you know you're rotating. But if you can tell, the perspective is zoomed out. The field of view is very narrow. So we have a very narrow field of view, but we're very far away. So hopefully you'll notice as we play, it has a cool effect. Instead of actually feeling like you're there, it'll be more like we're looking at chess pieces on a game board maybe. So the whole objective is enemies will be spawning from this start location, and they're gonna traverse each of these waypoints, 1, 2, and then 3, and then they go to the goal. Now I don't really have rules besides the top right up here, the damage, the health of the player, 100. It will damage by 1 each time, but I'll figure out the mechanics of the game of how to win and lose. But for now, it just damages you, but there's no lose mechanic right now. So how do we prevent them from getting to our goal? We play poker. Already got video poker. I got a pair dealt, and we get 1 draw. So up here at the top, in the red, we have our health. This is how much money we have right now. This is our income. And then these are our draws. So we have 1 draw to do. So right now I can choose to hold which ones I want to hold. The ones I don't hold, click draw, go away. We got 2 paired, nice. And it earned us a knight over here on the left-hand side. So click on it. Now I have it shows the range, the attack range of our knight tower character. And as you can see, it moves the navigation path of the enemies if I put the knight in the way of it, and it will not let us place it over the waypoint. So let's just put it there. Boom. He's placed. Now, unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of time to put in animations, so they just stand in a T pose for now. So that'll be next. But now we click send wave, and I have 30 enemies that spawn, and they progress down the path towards the goal. And our unit attacks as they go within the circle range. So when you click on him, it shows the range, and then also has how much damage he does, his experience. He just leveled up. As you can see, his kills that are at the bottom, and the experience bar keeps filling up, and his damage will increase with his level, which is pretty cool. So we just completed our wave. So now it says wave 2 at the top. New wave will be incoming. But let's play poker first. Aces have high value in my version of the game. So since we got, even though this is the worst hand, we didn't win a high card hand, the ace still is better than just a normal high card. So we got 2 towers as a reward. So let's place them. Can't overlap, as you can see, which is cool. And then notice how it changed to go around, because that's the shortest path to their destination. So let's send another wave. New, it randomizes the model of the enemies. So now we have 3 towers that are shooting them as they come. And each wave, the enemies are growing stronger, and I need to fine tune and balance that. So the point is that as they grow stronger, you need to increase the strength of your towers and also the length of your, basically a maze. So we're gonna have them traverse around our towers longer so we have more time to attack them and eventually beat them. So one thing that I have pretty close to a straight, but one thing that's implemented is the income. So we get money every time we kill an enemy unit, but at the end of each wave, as we're playing poker for the next one, we get 25 gold. It's our income. We can increase our income by spending 125. So if you do this early in the game, you will yield much more gold in the long run. So that's part of the strategy that a player will have to decide, especially if we're playing multiplayer, to try to beat and be more efficient than their whoever they're competing against. So I'm going to increase. So I clicked it twice. We're now at 75. So the next round we'll get an additional 75 gold. Huh, got an ace straight. Very lucky. So we got a straight, and then since there was an ace in the hand, we get an additional unique tower, which is the pirate and the sailor. So that's what they look like. So notice when I was saying the perspective of being far away, they're looking more like, instead of tangible in front of you, just like characters with this zoomed out perspective. It kind of, to me, it looks like they're toys. So I'm working on making it blurry at the bottom and in the distance in the backdrop, so it has more depth. It's realistic, but anyways. Oh, and we got good money from when we won a really good hand. It rewards you with some extra money, so we can do another income increase. So what I'm going to do to speed this up, I implemented these controls up here in the top left. We can make the game go faster. And we're done. So boom, we got 100 on top of that 75 that we had. Pretty cool. This is nothing. We got a high card. So perfect opportunity. So look at, I can't block access to that waypoint, which is a very fundamental part of the game. So I'm going to just keep trying to build a path that they have to go around, and all these guys will shoot right here. So the next part of the uniqueness of the game is merging towers. So they're shooting or attacking, and this guy's already level 3, and they're gaining experience and gaining strength. But what I have implemented is the ability to merge towers, and I'm not far from done. But this is my merge screen, so you click on the merge button. I have 2 soldat, which is that basic high card character. For 50 gold, I'll unlock him. See how it says locked? Boom. Now it's unlocked. So now we can merge to create a Kurz character from the soldat. And there's a bunch for this initial first few very low tier towers. But I plan, that's why I have all these, but they're not implemented yet. But many more that I would like to do. So for now, we unlocked the Kurz, so let's show you that. So it was 2 soldats, so what I'm doing is on the keyword I'm holding shift or control, and I click on a second one, so now we have 2 selected. The merge button came up, boom. We clicked merge, they disappeared, and now I have a new Kurz tower to spawn. So he is he's slightly stronger than 2 of them combined, so it's beneficial to merge your towers as my base right now for just raw attack damage. So some waves are double wave to make it more difficult, so maybe our towers don't attack that fast, but they are strong in their attacks. So the double wave might be a very tough wave to do if you're not attacking very rapidly. So also, no matter what the speed is, I don't know if you saw, I slowed down to slow-mo the speed, but no matter what the speed is, when you're done with the wave and you go back to the playing poker, it goes back to just normal game speed, and then it'll resume once you say send wave. It'll resume to whatever you set it at, so it's all uniform when you're doing the cards. So what do we got? I don't know, doesn't matter. We got a pair. Pair is a cowboy, so let's keep that going. So I know on the merge list, the cowboy, I get an Aussie if I get a G.I. Joe and a cowboy. We do have a G.I. Joe. So let's do that. Merge them both. Got an Aussie, and he has a very long range. That's why this circle's so big, so he can attack very far. Got a cool mustache, little safari kind of get out. But his attack rate is 3 seconds, so he's very strong, but he only fires every so often. So let's keep going, but you know what I should show you is next round. We'll increase my draw. So let's send, and I'm gonna buy one of the draws. So I'm gonna click the button on the right. It costs 100, and now we have 2 at the top. So let's try to get a good hand. So with an ace, come on, give me another ace. Ah. But notice how you can, if you keep buying draws, you can easily get better hands by investing in the income to keep buying draws later in the game. So I have it capped at 6 draws that you can be buying. All right, so this every 8 waves is a boss, and the bosses are set up to be very difficult. I'll show you that right now. So let's make it relatively, so he's bigger, and the textures are screwed up for these character models, but let's buy a draw. So that's technically it. What I would like to do is I will have a mode where instead of being so free with the zoom, I would like to have maybe 3 different levels that snap to it. So maybe a very close level, maybe a mid, and then the furthest out will be a top down, so that you can really just plan out like a map the zigzag nature of your maze to kind of clearly see. Come on. Aw. Anyways, that's what she looks like now. Oh, and this is me testing, so you can see all of the enemy units. I'll show you. They will be leaving every time they spawn. And as they disappear, they get respawned, or they get returned back over. So that is a memory trick to, instead of actually killing these, you know, in the game engine for purposes of the computer memory, I'm reusing them. I'm just hiding them from the player. The player will not be able to see those out in the distance. So the same thing I do with projectiles, things like that. The cards, for instance, the cards are always just reused, and I only have 52 ever spawned basically for now. So they just keep being reused. Even though they fall and disappear, they're just being hidden, essentially. So physics are still being used. I plan on using the cards because I can change the perspective, and we're so zoomed out. I'm gonna probably make it so if you see the circle, this is to represent where the center of the perspective that we're looking at is at. Probably gonna have the cards fly towards the circle, no matter what angle, because right now they just drop kind of, and I have a little bit of a force, so it changes a little bit. Anyways, I want to make it more uniform. But Multiplayer too will be, hopefully I'll have, like, this is a game board basically is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to have hopefully 6 to 10 different players, and they'll all be next to each other. So you'll be able to see your opponents, or maybe even teammates, depending on how I set it up, their game boards, and you can play accordingly. And then there'll probably be a chat where you can see me right now in the bottom left-hand corner. You can talk to each other, maybe even voice comms, but I doubt it. But that's the fundamentals of how I'm playing. Oh, you know what I'll do real quick too? I'll show you, I implemented some of the towers, which I haven't earned yet. I have a button that I'm covering up. It says give all towers, so I have a bunch now. Let me show you the female cop. She uses a taser in the game, which is just aesthetically, but she stuns the enemies. So I'll show you that. And then the samurai, for instance, he puts a bleed on the enemies. So let's slow it down and I'll show you that. Send wave. So as the wave comes, okay, here they come. Now the animation, you can see that I created that, the electrodes that are supposed to go. There's 2 of them. It's not hooked up to the barrel of her taser gun, right? But that's the intent. But as you can see, she has a timer that's 2 seconds, even though we're in slow-mo. And then it displays that little icon on the character. It's hard to see. I need to work on scaling of that information. But they stun. And then the samurai over here, he's attacking and he's applying a bleed. So that one says 13. And I have a bunch of rules for the debuffs, that's what these are called. So that the bleeding is a function of the percentage of the health. So they're having him attack early so that they can bleed over the length of their the life of that character as it's running the enemy is more efficient. So anyways, I have a bunch of them. I have let me show you one I do really like. That's the New World Order. Yeah. So the New World Order, as you can see, has a very large placement. And you earn this by getting 4 aces, so he's very difficult to get. And what he does is he actually casts, or he applies poison to every single enemy character within his attack range. So since I put him pretty much in the center, all of them will be getting it. So every 2 seconds, or 1.25 seconds, he applies 2 poison. And every time, I think I have it set up to be 1 second or maybe 2 seconds, but every tick of the poison, it does damage to the stack that is on that character. So the longer that the character is running in through the maze and he just keeps stacking poison, they're taking, 2, 4, 6 damage, 8 damage, that kind of deal. So very powerful, but I thought that was funny. New World Order, he poisons everyone. So anyways, that's that. I also have the pause menu with, I put some music in. Far from finalized, but pretty high quality from my opinion. I liked it. Well, let me know what you think. Any questions, let me know. See ya.